Now, when it comes to the green transition, clean energy and green transition are central to the India-EU connectivity partnership. Synergies have emerged in solar and wind energy, in green hydrogen, smart grids, sustainable urban transports, especially metro projects, waste management, and the circular economy. But to sustain this cooperation, the real ask is capacity building, clean technology transfer, alignment of standards, and cooperation in critical materials. And here, let me say upfront that promoting green financing is the ignition for any long-term result-oriented outcome. India is today one of the leading countries in climate change mitigation commitments and environmental protection. Our low-carbon development strategy lays out the path to a carbon-neutral economy while taking into account specific development goals. We have the third biggest installed renewable energy capacity in the world. Without stressing on our ambitious nationally determined contributions at the UNFCCC, let me say that we will reach our goals even earlier. Now, looking ahead, India's ambitious green hydrogen policy incentivizes an indigenous ecosystem for local needs and exports. In this, we have already seen collaborations between many major European firms and Indian companies. Electric vehicles, as Minister Rasmussen noted, will be the next big thing for a green transition of India's urban landscape. Green transition is also the core of our sustainability goals, and it is enshrined in our agenda for the G20 presidency. And in fact, Prime Minister Modi's LIFE initiative adds the dimension of individual responsibility and ownership of our environment in the synergy with India's declared climate and environmental goals. Now, speaking about digital transformation, last year, many of you are aware that 41% of the world's transactions actually happened in India. Our highly developed tech sector and an increasing pool of quality skilled human power in the software services sector are obviously a given. Newer technologies like additive manufacturing, high-performance computing, and AI are increasingly the emerging focus. We are also putting together an indigenous chip-making ecosystem. India today can boast of more than 100 unicorns, many of them in the tech sector. But our digital success stories goes beyond these unicorns. It touches the common person. We have pioneered digital public goods on a scale previously unimaginable. Our innovative digital solutions for identification and banking, Aadhaar, and digital transactions, UPI, are unprecedented in reducing transaction costs and turning digital and financial inclusivity into a reality almost overnight for hundreds of millions of our citizens. Our indigenous development of 5G and digital commerce will surely empower our citizens even further. India's development through the digital model is affordable, transparent, scalable, socially transformative, and predominantly open-sourced. This model could be implemented in other countries and be integral to our development partnership and capacity-building cooperation with the rest of the world, especially the Global South. Digital connectivity is vital to the India-EU connectivity partnership and can include knowledge exchanges and capacity building in AI, quantum and high-performance computing, 5G and 6G, semiconductors, cybersecurity, and digital platforms. This could also serve to exchange views on strategic, political, and security implications of new and emerging technologies. Europe, I want to emphasize, is a natural partner in these areas. To all this now, let me say a few words on the future of India and the EU partnership. It is a subject on which you can see that the government has invested a lot of resources and attention in recent years. And I share the hopes of Minister Rasmussen and Minister Lepavsky that we will see much more progress in the days ahead. Now, many of you would have read terms like the fastest growing major economy, or well placed to negotiate global headwinds, or one of the world's largest markets, or even home to a youthful and growing quality workforce. These are actually today descriptions that we hear in Europe about India. How did we get there? Allow me to share how our cards have stacked up in recent years. In the last 9 years, Prime Minister Modi has undertaken several structural economic reforms, some of which were clearly politically counterintuitive. Nudging the informal economy to the organized sector, cleansing the financial system, rationalizing taxation, incentivizing production, doubling down on infrastructure and logistics, digitizing the government's interface with its citizens, and ushering in an ambitious energy transition. Each one of this was part of a policy mix which is today paying off. And that, mind you, is still just the beginning. We want our friends in Europe to appreciate that this momentum and its compounding strength will take us towards becoming a developed society by 2047. And along with that will grow the accompanying business opportunities. India's economic comeback and credentials are matched by our geopolitical weight, deriving from a strategic location in the Indo-Pacific region and an increasing defense and first responder capability. Europe and India can strengthen each other's strategic autonomy by reducing dependencies, cooperating on critical technologies, and ensuring supply chain restructuring. The India-EU FTA is therefore a very important goal, and the TTC will provide the structure and strategic guidance to this partnership as it moves forward. So in closing, I would like to say that India's relations with Europe are stronger and deeper than ever before, and this event itself is a testimony of that assertion. Between us rests the largest democratic and free market space globally. The business communities of India and Europe have a large stake and an enabling role in this transformation. I hope your deliberations will reflect what is at stake here not just for us, but for the entire world, and how we can join hands to realize the economic dividends and democratic values that are inherent in our partnership. Thank you for your attention.